Hi guys, welcome to another value pack tutorial. In this video, we are going to learn how to do this animation.
Same year, more Americans chose to send emails than actual letters. And so it soon became clear that sending money via email, rather than using Palm Pilots, was actually way more useful and popular. PayPal could ride the wave of people adopting email.
If you are new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It is completely free for you, but it really helps me a lot. Let's get started. As always, you will find all the assets in the video description. For this particular animation, we need this PayPal letter to be between two layers. So I have already created those assets for you. I have also provided you with the audio which you can use to practice alongside me. I have already added the audio to the timeline. Let's add a black background. You can go to library. In the trending, you have this black background already provided to you by Capcut. Let's just drag it to a timeline. As you can see, we cannot extend it over 6 seconds. If you want to extend it till the end, right click and freeze the frame. As you can see, we have got a still image. Drag it till the end. Perfect. Now we are going to drag the three assets to a timeline. Firstly, we have the blue envelope. Let's extend it till 6.5 seconds. Let's do the same with the cover. Lastly, we have the PayPal layer. Let's keep it over here. Perfect. Let's first remove the background of this layer. Remove the background, you can select the layer, go to remove bg. In chroma key, the color picker will be already selected. Just bring it over here and click once. You can see the background is immediately removed. Let's resize it. Something like this looks good. Let's click on this layer. Go back to basic. We want this layer, the blue envelope layer, to be on top. To scroll down in basic, we have the layering options over here. So one means bottom layer, then middle and the top. So let's press on 3. This way you can see immediately the layer has been brought to the top. Let's click on this one. This is correct. We wanted it in the middle and it's already in the middle. But for now, to adjust the white layer, let's just press V. This will disable the layer. Just click here. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's go to video and you can scale it down a bit. Maybe something like this looks good. I'm going to keep it as 99. Let's enable this again by pressing the letter V. Again, let's expand this a bit. Okay, this looks good. Now, in order to animate them, let's head on to animation. We select the cover letter first. In the in animation, let's give it a slide up. Okay, for now, I'm going to mute the track. Press V. Again, come out. Go back to animation. I'm going to give it a slide up. Let's increase the duration and keep it as 1 second. Similarly, for the blue envelope, click on it and do it a slide up. Increase the duration to 1 second. And finally, for the PayPal, we're going to give it a slide down. Let's increase the duration finally to 1 second. Let's see how it's looking. Let's zoom out a bit. We need to adjust a bit. So we'll select all three of them, bring it down a bit. Perfect. Now, if you see the original animation, there are 4 letters which are coming in one by one. So in order to create something similar, let's take a copy of paper header, pressing Alt and drag it up. Let's place it over here around 1.5 seconds. You can trim it now from the end 2 more times. So let's again press on Alt and drag this up, trim it from the end. And finally, let's do it one last time and drag this up, again trim it from the right. So if you see the animation till now, okay, it will look something like this. Perfect. So select all the layers, pressing Ctrl. So we have selected all the layers. Right click on this and click on compound clip. If you want to speed up your editing, you can also press the shortcut Alt plus G. We get a clean timeline and we can simply replicate it twice to create the remaining 2 letters as you can see in the MagnatesMedia video. So let's press on Alt and drag this up. Again press on Alt and drag this up. So for this one, let's make this smaller and keep it on the left. And for the top one, again make this smaller. Let's just make sure that we have keep it as 56. So even this one, let's keep it as 56 and keep it on the right side. I just want to make sure that is around 94 so that we have some little breathing space on the top and in the bottom. Okay, let's keep it even smaller. Something like 90 looks good. And this is arranged in the middle, right? Yeah, this is in the middle. So we'll do one thing. I'll keep a little gap over here. And even for this one, let's keep the gap. Yeah, the gap looks good. So this is 56. This should also be 56. Yeah, perfect. Let me just zoom in. If we see the animation till now, person. By the way, if you want to become a Capcut Pro, make sure to check out my course. The link is in the description. If you observe in this video, each element is always moving. In order to do the same for our letters, we will add keyframes. Let's go to a start. We'll first do it for our main one and then we'll replicate the same for the rest. Let's add a keyframe. Maybe at around 3 seconds, it can come to this size. But before that, it can be around 100. So we'll do one thing. Add another keyframe and transform over here. And click on this button. This will take you to the last keyframe, which was our starting one. And now let's increase this. Let's make this all the way to 100 for the others as well. So again, click on this one. This is fine. You can keep it at 56 and at the start, again add a keyframe and increase this. Let's see if this is looking good or not. This is looking good, but we are facing one small issue over here. At the start, it looks as if this letter is on the top. To change that, you can scroll down in basic and change this one to layer 1. This way, now our middle one is on the top, which looks good. Let's do this one last time. Over here, scroll up, add a keyframe in transformation. This is 56, which is again correct. Go to the start and let's increase this. Let's make this 65. This is the same which we did over here, right? 65. Perfect. So again, click on this one, scroll down and make this as layer 1. Perfect. Now for the next step, we have to give all 3 of these letters a slide out animation and bring new elements into the screen. For doing that, we can start on 3.5 seconds, add a keyframe, and then around 5 seconds, we'll slide it out. So at around 5.5 seconds or 5 seconds, we'll just drag it out like this. Perfect. Okay, let's do the same for the others. The starting keyframe is going to be constant. So it is around 3.21 seconds. Add a keyframe over here. This is the left one. Let's go all the way to 5.5 seconds. Add a keyframe and drag this out. And lastly, let's do it one last time for the right one. Add a keyframe and transform at again 3.21 seconds and then go all the way to the end and then drag this out like this. So before seeing the final result, now let's do one thing. Let's give it an easy effect. So right click on this, go to variable speed animation. Our scale is kind of constant, so it's okay. We can make changes in our x-axis. Click on X, click on the keyframe, go to these preset curves and click on cubic keys. Again click on this one, we'll repeat the same process and click on cubic keys. This will add a smooth ease out effect to our envelope. Perfect. You can again hide this speed ramp using Alt plus K as well. Let's repeat the same process for the other two as well. Let's again right click, Alt plus K, go to X, click on this in preset cubic keys and same process for this one. We'll repeat the process last time for our right envelope. Click on this in preset cubic keys. Let's jump to the last one. Click on this and cubic keys. Perfect. Let's see the animation now. Yes, this is looking much smoother, right? Awesome. Let's close this one as well, or you can even press Alt plus K. Now at the same time, this takes care of the first part of the animation. Now let's work on the second part. When these 3 letters are going out at the same time, the blue envelope should enter from the left. Let's add the blue envelope to our timeline. Let's resize it and make this smaller. Let's drag it out. When this is going out at the same time, it should come in. So we'll do one thing, add a keyframe in transform. Go to around maybe 6 seconds, 620, yeah, somewhere over here. Add another keyframe and let's bring it in. We'll keep it in the middle like this. Let's see how it's looking. So you'll need to do one thing, right click on this keyframe animation in the x-axis. Immediately, let's give it the same graph, which was cubic keys. Okay, go to the first one, click on this, click on cubic keys. Perfect. This way, it should look as if it is in sync. Let's see this one. No, it's not looking that way. So we'll do one thing, close this and just place it over here. Perfect, right? Also, we need to do one more thing. At this position, we also have to rotate it. So you can rotate it something like this and it can actually go over here. Perfect. Then again at this position, maybe around 6.20, again add a keyframe, reduce the size. Okay, you can keep it over here and rotate it like this. Let's see how it's looking. This, yeah, this is looking good. See, the end result of this letter is to go behind the icon that we have to add. But first, let's add the icon and later on, we'll put this behind that icon. Click on the user icon and drag it to a timeline. Let's stretch it till the end, decrease the size. Again, at the start, it is going to be on the right, outside our screen. We can keep it over here and we have to bring it to the middle. So we can bring it to the middle around at this position, add a keyframe, then around 8 seconds, we have to bring this to the middle. Even to this, we can give the exact same ease in effect. Open X, click on this. Let's give it cubic ease. Let's close this. This time I'm going to use the shortcut Alt plus K. Now when it is over here at this position, we have to bring that letter behind this. So we'll do one thing. Again click on this. Maybe at around this time, it needs to go completely behind. So let's add a keyframe in transform, decrease the size and place it behind over here like this. But actually we'll do one thing. At this position as well, we'll keep it somewhere here and we'll again rotate it multiple times. 450 and at this position, rotate it maybe at 580. Let's see how it is looking, else we might need to make some small changes. But this is looking good, right? Let's see this. See, it's going to rotate. Perfect. Let's see this again. This will go out. Perfect. This is looking much better. If you see in the original video, there's a small dollar sign on his body. If you want to add that, you can easily add that using the text. For now, I'm just not going to add it. Now going back one step, at the time when we have the letter sliding in, we also want to add the text as well as the @. To add the text, let's bring the playhead over here, go to text and add the default text to a timeline. You can stretch it all the way to 9 seconds till here. Let's bring this down. First we'll add the text and the glow effect, and later on we'll give it a sliding animation. So text is sending money, next line via email. Let's change the font to Poppins Black. This is the same font which MagnatesMedia uses. Let's make this smaller. You can increase the line space. You can keep it over here. Again, you can decrease the font size. This is looking good. Scroll down and click on glow. We don't need this much glow, obviously. Click on this one and decrease the intensity. Yeah, this is looking better. Now go to animation and click on fade in. Let's increase the duration to 1 second or 1.3 seconds. Right click on this and create a compound clip. Go to the start, in video, in transform, add a keyframe. Then around here, it should be in the middle, right? So we'll do one thing, keep it here. At around this time, it should come in the middle. So add a keyframe, go back to the first one, this one, and drag this all the way to the right. Let's say this. I think so it's coming earlier because of the keyframe. It's coming earlier. So do one thing, go to this, go to X, and for this one, in the graph, let's add again cubic keys. If we feel that this is coming too fast, let's close this one and place it over here and place it little below. It's not in the middle, so we'll do one thing. Click on this, let's place it in the middle. Let's say, let's go to the video. This is y is minus 90. So let's say the first one. Let's make the y as minus 90 so that it comes in a linear way. Perfect. This is looking much better, right? Just see this. Awesome. Now at the same time, let's add the rate above the head. This should also come around this time. So we'll do one thing. Again, take the text layer, add a default text to a timeline. This is going to stay till the end. So you can stretch it all the way till the end of the timeline. Write the word @. Let's make it Poppins. Click on this. This will be over here. I can scroll down. Let's give it a glow effect. This one, decrease the intensity. Go to animation. Give it a fade in animation. Increase the duration to 1 second. Keep it exactly 1 second. Let's see this one. I feel the size can be little bigger. So keep it something like this. And when this person is coming in, at that time, it should properly image on its head. So we'll do one thing. This is the final position. So before that, we don't need it here. So we'll do one thing. Right click on this. Create a compound clip. Okay, the fade in is happening too fast. So we'll do one thing. Double click on this. Click on the layer again, go to animation. In the fade in, let's keep it 1.5 seconds. Go back to the compound clip. Okay, this is looking good. We want this to image slightly from the right. So we'll do one thing. This is our final position, right? So at this time, go to the video, in transform, add a keyframe to the starting point where we don't see it really. Add a keyframe and slightly move it over here on the right. Now if you play this, perfect. If you feel this is happening too slow, maybe we can keep it like this. Like always, let's click on this. For this one, need to give it the same effects as well. Let's see this one. No, this is not looking good. Let's say easy is. Let's say cubic in. Let's say is out. We'll use easy in. Click on this one. Click on easy in. First, let's close this pressing Alt plus K. Now we are moving to the last section of our animation where we have to add 2 arrows over here and also change the text a little bit. Firstly, we can easily add the text and then we can work on the arrows. For adding the text, again click on the default text and drag it to a timeline. We have to keep it on the same lines as this one. So we'll do one thing. Change the font to Poppins Black. Let's change the text to way more useful and popular. As always, let's keep this -4. Scroll down, add a glow, select this one, decrease the intensity, something like this. Let's make this 12. This text should start around maybe around 9 seconds. Yeah. Then this is going to fade out. This is going to end. At the same time, this should start. We can do one thing. Click on this one, go to animation. In the out animation, let's give it a fade out. Okay. At the same time, this one can start. Let's keep it first till the end. Later on, if we don't require it, you can trim it out. So right click, then create a compound clip. Place it on top of this. Let's place it over here. Now double click on this, click on this clip, go to animation. In animation, use the one called as flipping and keep it again to 1 second. Go back to our main clip. Maybe we can just adjust it a bit. So see this one. More useful and popular. Perfect. Can even keep it exactly aligned in the middle. Then at around 12 seconds, we have to fade it out. And finally, we have to add the PayPal logo in its place. So we'll do one thing. At 12 seconds, again go to video. At around 12 seconds, go to animation. In out animation, click on fade out. Perfect. Again, let's go back to media. I've already added the PayPal logo over here. Let's just drag it to a timeline. Resize it. You can keep it around this size over here. To go to animation. In animation, you have to give it a slide up somewhere on the top. Yeah, this one. Let's trim it on the right. Let's say this one. Let me just share it once.
That sending money via email rather than using Palm Pilots was actually way more useful and popular. PayPal could ride the wave of people adopting email.
Let's place it a little up. Perfect. Now the only thing remaining are the two arrows. Let's add them one by one. I already kept the arrow in our media pool. Let's just drag it to a timeline. They are going to stay till the end. Maybe they can start around 9 seconds. Go to remove BG, click on chroma key, bring the color picker over here and click once. Let's reduce the size. It can be something like this over here. Let's keep it at 9 seconds. Let's trim it on the right around 9 seconds. First we are going to mask them and later on we are going to animate them by adding keyframes in rotation. Let's create another copy of it and let's flip it using this button of mirror. Bring it over here and put it like this. Arrow can be like this. Same with this one. The basic size I made this smaller, right? So we'll also reduce this size. We'll keep it around 35 and rotate this a bit. This is going to be the final position. Perfect. So like always, let's mask them first. Go to mask. Go ahead. Maybe around 10.5 seconds. Actually, we can rotate it like this. Bring it all the way over here. So it should look something
Actually way more useful and popular.
perfect. Okay, let's repeat the same process for the second arrow. So add a keyframe in mask. It should be completely revealed like this, very the start. And at this point, bring it all the way to the start where we have completely hidden the arrow. So if we play this now,
Actually way more useful and popular.
something like this. Perfect. Now finally, let's give it a motion by adding keyframes. For adding them, right click on this, create a compound clip. Similarly, right click on this and create it as a compound clip. Let's start with the left one. Go back to basic, add a keyframe. We can keep it somewhere over here. At this position, can bring a little ahead. Then at this position, can keep it here. And over here, we can also rotate it a bit. Actually, at this position, at this final position, I want it to be like this. So add a keyframe in transform. Earlier, we can rotate it a bit. Not like this. You can rotate it over here. Select this one. Let's see.
See way more useful and popular. It's actually way more useful and popular.
The simple one is looking much better. Let's keep it like this.
See way more useful and popular.
Let's do the same animation for the right arrow. Scroll up, click on this, add a keyframe and transform, go back. At this point, you can take it on the right. Okay, on the right and also little up. Let's zoom out a bit. You can actually keep the same ones as this. This is minus 307 and 112. Similarly, for this one, we can keep it as 112. Let's see if it makes sense, else you can make the changes.
Actually way more useful and popular. PayPal.
I feel the arrows can be a little bigger. So I'm just going to do one small thing. I'm just going to increase the size and placing them over here. Similarly, with the top one, I'm just going to increase the size by a bit. So this is 112. Similarly with this, let's make this 112. Let's place it down over here.
Actually way more useful and popular.
Perfect. Let's see the final result together.
And that same year, more Americans chose to send emails than actual letters. And so it soon became clear that sending money via email, rather than using Palm Pilots, was actually way more useful and popular. PayPal could ride the wave of people adopting email.
Awesome. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you want to learn how to edit like Magnets Media, make sure to check out this video. I'll catch you next time.